Misunderstanding. An old man with hearing problems crashed his car into a very expensive automobile. The owner of the expensive automobile jumps out and confronts the old man and says, "Give me zero cash or I will beat you to a pulp." The old man replies, "Whoa, wait, buddy, I don't have that much money, but let me call me son. He trains dolphins." The old man deals his son as he is about to speak. The owner of the expensive car yanks the phone out of his hand and says, "So you train dolphins? Well, your old man just hit and damaged me car. You bring me zero or I'm gonna beat the heck out of him." The son answers, "Okay, give me 15 minutes and I'll be there." In exactly 15 minutes the son pulls up in a Jeep. 10 men jump out and beat the hell out of the expensive car owner. Meanwhile, the son walks over to his father and says, "Dad, I train Navy SEALs, not dolphins." Was sure the son was going to be a coach for the Miami Dolphins. I think that's actually a better punchline. Laces out, Dan. Then cue all the jokes about how the Miami Dolphins can't beat anybody. I think it would be better with "Me son trains dolphins for the Navy, Dad, I told you before I train Navy SEALs." Then they would be beating anyone up. A Jeep with 11 men riding in it. Maybe they were actually SEALs. Or clones. It was odd. I joke. I don't think that helps. According to this website, or live since come or 27,870. Seals. Atmal. The smallest species of seals weigh about as much as people, while larger ones can weigh a lot more. And volume is roughly proportional to weight. I don't think they are significantly denser than humans. The smallest dolphins weighed a little bit less, but not by much. I think they were Marines. You know, never leave your buddies behind. Must have had a trailer with it. It's a Jeep thing. Is a Jeep. You would get it. You'd be surprised how many people you can fit in a Jeep. True enough, though, it would have been better if they jumped out of a van or a Hummer. It would be way more comfortable to move freely. Why would you need 10 Navy SEALs to beat up on a guy, eh? I thought it was the other way round. SEALs work as a team to get the job done. One guy to beat up 10 Navy SEALs. Orge. If you have the opportunity to do so, you stack your team to have an overwhelming victory. That's why the SEALs, and us military in general, is so good. They approach everything with that mentality and have the resources to back it up. Holy shit. In all me years on this this is the first time I've actually read something new. In fact, here's a free ord. Yup, this one is good. It's not new, but it is good. I wonder if you can get by with "He trains SEALs." Another comment pointed out that the joke originally implies the man mishears baby seals. Or a SEAL trainer. Where does the hearing problem come in? Was there a point to that, or were you just giving us a little of his medical history? The joke probably is original, and word of mouth has changed the joke enough that that part got left out. Maybe it has to do with confusing seals and dolphins. That's more memory and not hearing, though. He heard dolphins, but it was actually seals. How did they get 10 men in a Jeep? The same way you put 4 elephants in a Prius. 2 in the front and 2 in the back. If his son was in the SAS, they would have needed 10. One would have done. This joke doesn't work at all in the form that it's in, so he wrote it. An old man is driving one day when he gets into a car accident. The driver of the other vehicle hops out and screams, "What were you thinking? Could you hear me honking?" The old man replies, "I'm sorry, but I'm hard of hearing. You see, I was on the way to buy groceries and I had just come from the pharmacy, and..." The other driver says, I don't give a shit, old man. Give me 0, or I'll beat you to a pulp. All right, all right. I'll call me son. He'll have the money. His. A very good boy. He'll know how to handle this. He trains baby seals, you know. He's a very good boy. Please don't hurt me. So the old man pulls out his phone and dials his son, but the angry driver snatches it from him. I don't give a shit that you train baby seals. Bring me 0, or I'll pound your dad's face in. 15 minutes later, the son shows up in a huge SUV. A dozen men hop out and start beating the hell out of the driver. Meanwhile, the son walks up to his dad and says, how many times have I told you, Dad? I train Navy SEALs. I thought it was going to be that he trains Miami Dolphins. That's cute. If the dad was hard of hearing, he would have said his son trains gravy wheels or something. Dolphins don't sound like Navy SEALs. That's not hard of hearing. It's like dementia or Alzheimer's. I think Op was supposed to say the old man was President of the United States or something. So they beat him up on porpoise. This joke dost quite track. Hoya. Well played. As noted below, it does make more sense if there were a jeep load of Miami Dolphins instead of Navy SEALs. Also, 10 men jumping out of a jeep seems hard to believe. Nevertheless, made me laugh, and I hope this puts all those jerks in expensive cars on notice. Just let the insurance company deal with it. Don't go into road rage mode. Very funny, but why mention the hearing problems? It didn't add anything to it. Clearly, when the son said I train Navy SEALs, the father measured it as I train dolphins, which sounds phonetically very similar.